Hey you guys, what's going on? 845 Sports Cards coming out of New York's Hudson Valley once again, and it's Super Bowl week. I can't tell you how excited I am. Today I'm going to tell you all about my wagers, player props, and parlays that are guaranteed to make me money. I'm going to share some ideas with you about how you can make some money off this game too. It's not gambling. If you know the sport, you know the players, you know the teams, it's handicapping, my friends. Sports gambling is not allowed in every state, so by of course, check your rules, regulations, figure out if it's legal where you are. But if it is legal where you are and you have some online sports books, you can put some player props in. I'm going to share some ideas with you about how you can turn this Sunday's big game into some profits for you. Now, you may ask yourself, why is a baseball card channel talking about sports gambling? Because it's just a different way to fund the sports card hobby. I make a paycheck every 2 weeks. I have to pay bills with that. I put a little bit aside every week to buy sports cards, whether it be packs, PC cards, go to card shows, and different things. But if an opportunity arises where I can make a little side money, a little side cash to invest into a bigger card, I'm going to take advantage of it. And there's no better time than NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl to place small bets that will yield large returns. I had a goal at the beginning of this year to buy some big PC cards. I'll link to that video at the end of this video, but suffice to say, the Super Bowl and the playoffs that preceded it, there were some predictable outcomes. You could say the league is scripted. You can say the NFL officials are conspiring with the league and the teams to make sure that certain players and teams succeed. Neither here nor there, but what is relevant is that there are some things that are pretty obvious. There are some things that are predictable. And we're allowed, at least in New York State, I'm allowed, in many of your states where you live, you're allowed to place wagers on the individual player props, combine those with the parlays, make humongous profits for a small amount of wager. I'm going to go through all my bets that I have live. I have approximately $1,500 in wagers spread over about 60-something wagers, different player props and parlays. If I win most of them, I'll be up a couple $1,000s, and that will go a long way to funding the March White Plains show, where I hope to pick up some Grail cards for my own PC. I'm going to walk you through all that. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed in life. Everything's a gamble. There's no guaranteed returns other than hard work. But I do have a feeling that the game's going to go the way I think it's going to go, at least in some respect. But we'll get into that as we go through each individual bet. Please, do your due diligence. Don't take gambling advice from me. I'm a kid from Brooklyn. I'm a civil servant. Don't take my advice. But think about what I say. Think about my explanations and make your own decisions. Do your own research. Do your own handicapping and make your own bets if you're so inclined. Fanduel is the main book that I use to place my sports bets. Right now, their refer a friend program is weak. If I referred you, you clicked on a link through my account, you would get profit, the profit boosts. They'll match a $25 bet and double your odds. That's garbage. If you're a new user to the account, they'll give you $200 in bonus bets, which means there's no risk. It's funny money. If you win, you get to keep the winnings, and the bonus bets go away. So it's a no-win, it's a no-brainer proposition. That's how I got started. I deposited a couple $100, made a $5 bet, which activated bonus bets. I used those bonus bets to make wagers. I won a lot of those wagers. I kept the profits. Over time, FanDuel, for me at least, has given me a lot of deposit matches. They'll say deposit $500 will give you a 50% match, or $250 in bonus bets. I've done this again and again and again. They kept offering me deposit matches. I kept depositing money. I kept winning, and one thing led to another, to where Super Bowl is this Sunday, and I have $1,500 in bonus bets that I was able to sprinkle all across the board in all kinds of different outcomes. So hopefully, as I show you the bets, you'll find some stuff that intrigues you, excites you, and you too can make some money this Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to take a look at my my laptop at my FanDuel account. If you are able to sign up for a new account, they'll give you $200 in bonus bets if you make a deposit and make a correct $5 wager. My advice to you, pick a heavy favorite. Money line for $5. You'll win that bet almost certainly, unless there's a major upset. Now you have $200 to play with. As the game approaches, they might throw you an email and say, hey, thank you for signing up. Deposit another $1,000. We'll match it 100%. Now you have $1,200 in your account. It worked for me. I don't know if it's my betting style or the fact that I was winning or losing. I don't know why they did it, but they kept hitting me with all these different promotions, deposit match. So I deposited a ton of money into it. And this Super Bowl Sunday, I'm not risking any of that money. I'm only risking the bonus bet. So I've gotten lucky for sure. Hopefully you have some luck too. If you haven't signed up with Fanduel, I can give you a link, but I'd rather you sign up with as a new user and get the 200 bonus bets. It's a much better deal for you out there, and I don't have to get caught up with any compliance on YouTube here. So I'm going to flip the camera around, I'm going to show you some bets. We'll talk through them. See you in a second. All right, guys, so here's my FanDuel account. All of my open bets, you can see right here. I'm going to scroll through them. There's about 65 or so bets open for this Super Bowl. Again, 99% of it is just bonus bets. You can see here where it says bonus bet used. That will indicate that it's a bonus bet. If it's cash, it won't say anything, but anyway, let's get through it all. Take a little while, so hopefully I don't spend too much time here. The only straight bet on the outcome of the game that I have is the Philadelphia Eagles to win the game. I made this bet on the 26th of January. It was before the lineups were set, so I got plus 100. I wagered 150 to win 150. I think the Eagles have a good chance of winning the game outright just because Saquon Barkley is a force of nature. He's having a generational talent, having a one-of-a-kind season here. 2,000 yards, sat out the last game. The playoffs, he ran wild, 3 touchdowns in the AFC Championship game. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. He could have 4 touchdowns in the championship game if they let him, but they sat him down. So I think that the Eagles have a good shot at winning outright, and you're getting plus odds. I think it's good value here. Only straight bet I have. Almost everything else is props, player props. So another thing I think is a good chance is that Saquon Barkley is going to run in for a touchdown, and Kareem Hunt will run in for a touchdown at some point. I think that both teams will get to the red zone. The other defense will square up and try to stop the passing game, and I think you're not going to be able to stop Barkley, and Kareem Hunt should be able to punch it in short yardage situations. So I put a parlay, anytime touchdown score for Barkley and Kareem Hunt, and that pays out plus 264. I put $50 on to win 132. They both have to score a touchdown at any point in the game. I think that's pretty likely. I like that bet a lot. Saquon Barkley to score 2 or more touchdowns. Almost 3-1 odds on that one. Is it possible? Absolutely. I'm playing with the house's money though, so I had to sprinkle a little bit because it's such high payout for something that's very likely to happen. Now we get a little crazier. These multi-leg parlays. Here's a $50 parlay with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs. Jalen Hurts over 200 yards. In the victories that the Eagles have had, Jalen Hurts throws for a lot of yards. Pat Mahomes hasn't always thrown for that many yards, even in victory. When these teams met a couple years ago in the Super Bowl, Pat Mahomes had like 180 yards passing. So that's a long shot for both of them to cross 200, but you never know. And the nice thing about betting overs or big numbers in player props is the game goes to overtime, they keep going. If it's a close game, they keep going. They don't stop compiling on these stats. And now a lot of these player props might not hit. If they hit, they might not hit till the end of the fourth quarter, but that's fine as long as they hit and you can cash that ticket. I don't think it's crazy to say they both passed 200 yards in a high-scoring game, as I believe it's going to be. Parlay that with Saquon rushing for over 80. He could run for 280. In terms of the most passing yards, I bet that Mahomes would have more than Jalen Hurts. And I also threw in that Saquon's going to score a touchdown at some point, 4-1 odds. Far stretch, but you never know, right? A different parlay altogether. 3 player props, 3 anytime touchdowns. Saquon, Kareem Hunt, and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts could run it in. He has. He's run in 3 times in a game. In the last time they played the Super Bowl, he ran it in. So of these 3 players, which is an addition to the earlier parlay, Saquon, Kareem Hunt, Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown. All three of them have to score 6.5 to 1 to win $200 on a $30 bet. I think that's possible. Anything here is going to be predicated on a high-scoring game, but it doesn't matter who wins the game as long as points are put on the board. I like these bets. Here we have a parlay. Saquon scores at least a touchdown, runs 100 yards. Isaiah Pacheco on the Chiefs rushes 10 yards. Not crazy. Jalen Hurts passes for 170. Pat Mahomes passes for 170. Saquon Barkley rushes for more yards than Kareem Hunt, which is almost a given unless Saquon gets hurt. Jalen Hurts himself runs in a touchdown, and Kareem Hunt runs in a touchdown. This is a long shot. 50 wins 1,000. But I had to put the action in because it could happen, right? First touchdown of the game will be scored by Saquon Barkley. 10 pays 43. Somebody's got to score the first touchdown. Why not Saquon? This is another big parlay with many legs. Pat Mahomes plus 225 yards. Kelsey gets involved, 50 yards receiving. Pat Mahomes 2 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy, 40 yards receiving. Pat Mahomes most passing yards. This is predicated on the Chiefs throwing the ball like crazy, having a lot of yards. If Pat Mahomes is going to throw 225 yards, Kelsey and Worthy have to catch some balls, right? So that makes sense. That's called a correlating parlay. For this to happen, these have to happen. And conversely, if Kelsey gets more than 50 yards receiving, somebody's got to throw it to him. So correlating parlays, for them to hit, for one to hit, the other has to happen. So it's really not a question. You know, you could say who is going to catch these 225 yards, and Kelsey might not catch all 225, but it's safe to say he'll catch some of them. Same for Worthy. And if he passes for 225, chances are he'll have the most passing yards in the game. Chances are Worthy and Kelsey will catch a touchdown. Again, this is all assuming the Chiefs run away with it, which is a possibility. Even if the Chiefs run away with it, Saquon's still going to knock out 70 yards. Kareem Hunt could rush for 50, not a far stretch, but this whole prop is based on the Chiefs winning the game in a blowout. 22 to win 1,000. Could happen. Even though I think the Eagles will win, it's possible the Chiefs blow them out. That bet could pay out in this. This one's a little similar to one that was earlier. Saquon, Jalen Hurts, Kareem Hunt, and Xavier Worthy all score a touchdown. 25 to win 450. A little further odds. Saquon, Jalen Hurts, Travis Kelsey, and Kareem Hunt. 25 wins 400. Somebody's going to score touchdowns. Who is it going to be? Jalen Hurts to score 2 touchdowns. Not crazy, but could he run it in twice? Absolutely. 25 wins 150. The big parlay here, Chiefs money line. Kelsey scores a touchdown. Kareem Hunt scores a touchdown. Mahomes passes over 200 for 2 touchdowns. Kelsey gets 40 yards. 25 wins 250. The book's saying that's not that outlandish. They didn't give me a huge payout for that because it isn't that far fetched in the book's minds. But whatever. I'm going to lay a little bit there just in case it goes that way. Tails never fails. I bet the tails and the over in a parlay. The tails is minus 104. The over is minus 110. When you put them together, you get plus 225. So I think both outcomes, well, tails is a literal coin flip. But I like the over, so instead of just betting the over straight, I parlayed it with the tails. Now, I'll know that before the kickoff. So I actually wrote Talls, T-A-L-L-S. Anyway, T-A-L-L-S. Tails, coin toss result. It's a typo. It's a parlay I put in. Instead of just betting it straight, I put 2 things together that are, a literal coin toss. Small parlay here. Kelsey scores a touchdown. He gets over 6.5 receptions and 60 yards. I said this in the prior video. It was a premonition, so I bet it. 16 win 50. Kareem Hunt scores a touchdown and 40 yards. If he's going to do it, he's going to do both. So instead of betting a straight prop, I made it a parlay. I got 2 to 1. Here's another big one. Kelsey, 49 yards. A.J. Brown, 49 yards. Jalen Hurts, 25 rushing. Hurts, 150 passing. Pat Mahomes, 170 passing. Kareem Hunt, 20 rushing. Pat Mahomes, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, 1 touchdown. Saquon, 90 rushing plus receiving. Kareem Hunt, 40 rushing plus receiving. 61 to win 500. That's a lot of legs, but it could happen. Now here's a parlay based on the Eagles doing well. A.J. Brown, the receiver, catching more than 50 yards. Jalen Hurts throwing 2 touchdowns and 200 yards. If Jalen Hurts throws 2 touchdowns, A.J. Brown's got to catch, if Jalen Hurts throws 200 yards, Brown's got to catch some of those receptions. He's got to click up some yards. So correlating parlays again. First drive. In the first drive, the Eagles are going to score a touchdown. Parlay that with Saquon Barkley is the guy that scores the first touchdown of the game. Correlating. If it happens, probably going to be Saquon. 25 wins 180. Similarly, if the Chiefs get the ball first and they score a touchdown on the first drive, Kareem Hunt's the one that punches it in. 20 wins 280. Big return, small investment, possible outcome. Not a lot of risk here. Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley score 2 touchdowns. Either one of them go off. 25 wins 41. Vegas is saying it's not crazy, but I think it could happen. I wanted to put a little action on it. This is a good one. Saquon Barkley, first touchdown of the game, and Kareem Hunt, second touchdown of the game. 18 wins 1,000. You flip it around. Kareem Hunt, first touchdown. Saquon gets the second touchdown. 18 wins 1,000. That's a huge payout, plus 5,500. But isn't it possible that on their first drive, the Eagles march down the field, hand off to Saquon Barkley, he breaks up a run for a touchdown, and the very next score, the Chiefs get the ball back, they march it down the field, and Kareem Hunt punches it in, or vice versa? It's not that outrageous. 18 wins 1,000, huge value. Consider that. You can bet who scores the first touchdown and the second touchdown in the exact order. I don't think there's 2 better players there. You could add Kelsey in there, you could add Jalen Hurts in there, but can't bet everything. But for $18 to possibly win 1,000 on that outcome, I like that. Will there be a 2-point conversion scored? It seems like in this league, we've been seeing with this next gen stats, lots of fourth down attempts and a lot of 2-point conversions tried. 25 to win 55, no brainer. Somebody's going to try it, and somebody's probably going to be successful. It's been happening a lot more than it used to. Saquon to score 3 touchdowns. $10 to win 150. Maybe, maybe not. But for $10 of bonus bets, I like it. 15 to 1 odds, I like it. Another big parlay here. Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown. Saquon a touchdown. Kareem Hunt touchdown. Xavier Worthy touchdown. And the Chiefs win the game. 10 wins 350. And the exact opposite. Hurts, Barkley, Kareem, Worthy all score a touchdown, and the Eagles win the game. 10 wins 380. I bet both ways. Obviously, both of these bets can't both win. But I think it's possible that these 4 guys all get touchdowns, and one of the teams are going to win. So I bet both sides of it, $10 a piece. Either one wins, I get 380. Here's another big one. Barkley gets a touchdown. Jalen Hurts a touchdown. Saquon, 79 yards. Kelsey touchdown. Kelsey, 39 yards. A.J. Brown, 40 yards. Jalen Hurts, 30 yards rushing. Pacheco, 10 yards rushing. Kareem Hunt, 20 yards rushing. Jalen Hurts, 170 passing. Kelsey, 5 receptions. A.J. Brown, 5. This is huge. This is ridiculous. 23 pays 1,000. I just went each player and what they possibly could do. Fanduel has this thing called My Way Parlay. You can like tease or please. You can adjust the spreads they give you. If they say the over and under for Saquon yards is 80, you can knock it down to 60. You'll get worse odds, but you can bet it, and then you can parlay it and juice it back up again. That's what I did here. 23 win 1,000. I went each guy. I said, yeah, I think Brown can do, call it 40 yards. Kelsey, call it 39 yards. Jalen Hurts, call it 30. I just adjusted where I felt comfortable. Maybe a little conservative, but I'd rather win than take a huge risk to win big and lose. I'd rather win something. Kelsey to score 2 touchdowns. Taylor Swift, the league, I don't know, man. He's a superstar. It could happen. They might go to him. I don't think they will, but for $10, I'm going to bet it. Jalen Hurts to score 3 touchdowns. I think I bet this twice. Yeah, pretty sure I bet this twice already. Whatever. 10 to win 340. I think I bet that twice. Doesn't matter. Each team to score 1 rushing and 1 passing touchdown in each half. Plus 7,500. 10 wins, 750. Each team scores a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown in each half. Think about it. It's a high-scoring game. They're going to score in every half. You could have a rushing and a passing. These two teams, 10 wins, 750 sounds real good to me. 1 passing and 1 rushing in the first quarter for both teams. 7 wins, 36. This is one that they said was very popular. A passing and a rushing in the first quarter. Yeah, both teams score touchdowns. It's got to happen somehow. And with the wide receivers in the game, the running backs in the game, definitely could happen. Big parlay here. Hurts over 210.5, which is big number. Pat Mahomes over 251, a huge number. Jalen Hurts 40 yards rushing. Pat Mahomes under 27 rushing. I took an under there because I'm able to adjust it on this My Way parlay. Saquon 15 yards in the first quarter alone. Jalen Hurts or Saquon to score 2 touchdowns, and Saquon have the most rushing yards. This is the My Way parlay. I was able to adjust each player's outcome. Forgive that construction noise in the background. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. 10 wins, 500. Now here's the point where I get to where I say bets that are guaranteed to win money. There's a guarantee. If you bet this, you guarantee will win money. I bet $104 the heads will come out. That would pay $100. I bet $104 the tails will come out. That'd win $100. As long as the coin doesn't land on its edge, I'm going to win $100. Guaranteed. It's bonus bets. It's the house's money. If I don't use it by a certain date, they expire. So I'm going to use it. I get to keep the winnings. Yes, I'm limiting my upside, but I'm guaranteeing, locking in returns. I bet the heads and the tails, 2 opposite wagers. You can bet the over and the under. You can bet the money line on both sides. But for the... Yeah. I got it. For the odds they give, the juice they give you, minus 104, that's pretty good juice to bet both sides. You're going to get beat on one of the bets, but not beat too bad. So I'm guaranteed to make money this Super Bowl, at least in the coin flip, if nothing else. Xavier Worthy catches a pass on the first drive, 20 even money, 25 wins 27. A.J. Brown catches a pass on their first drive, 25 wins 27. Dallas Goedert, same thing. On the first drive, there's going to be some passes you got to figure. Who's going to catch them? I don't know. But 25 a guy, somebody's going to catch him. First touchdown of the game scored, Jalen Hurts, 25 wins 175. 7-1, I think that's good value. Kareem Hunt's the first guy to score a touchdown. 850, wow. 25 to win 212. Xavier Worthy scores the first touchdown. Somebody's going to score the first touchdown. If it's Kelsey, 25 wins 180. If it's Nico Remlingo, 10 wins 2,000. Why? Because he's their kick returner. Nico's the kick returner. If the opening kickoff gets caught by the guy who normally returns their kicks, and he takes it to the house, $10 wins 2,000. Is it going to happen? No. The kickoff is going to be a touchback, but you never know. Gets caught up in the wind. He shanks it. He decides to take it out of the end zone. You never know. It's possible. He gets good blocking. Somebody goes down, missed assignments. He might be the first guy to touch the ball. And if he could take it to the house, 10 wins 2,000. But what if the Eagles get the ball first? Who's going to return the kick? It's either going to be Will Shipley or Kenny Gainwell. Love that name. Gainwell. Now, if either one of them get it, 10 wins 1,000. Again, if it's a touchback, it's not an issue. But if they're the first guy to score, the first touchdown scored was by a kick return, it's a huge return on investment. Huge victory. Will it happen? It's a long shot. That's why you're getting such crazy odds on it. But I think it's possible. I would love to see this. 10 wins 2,000. I would love to see him take the opening kickoff for a touchdown, regardless of the outcome of the game. But it's possible. I sprinkle just a little action on it. Just a little sprinkle. Got to be in the game. Their kick returner, anytime touchdown. He could return a punt. He could return a kick later in the game. 10 wins 460. Could happen. This bet's cool. The Triple Crown. Who has the most passing yards, most receiving yards, most rushing yards? Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon. 25 wins 175. Mix it up. Jalen Hurts is the most passing yards. Kelsey most receiving, Saquon most rushing yards. 25 wins, 825. They're saying that Travis Kelsey is not likely to have the most receiving. A.J. Brown is. So that's the only thing different in these two. This one pays 175. This is 825. But could Kelsey go off? For 825, I'm going to risk it for sure. What if Pat Mahomes has the most passing yards and Kelsey and Saquon? Now back down 15 wins 97. So, these are correlating. Obviously, if Pat Mahomes has the most passing yards, Kelsey's going to catch some of them balls. So there's that. Pat Mahomes, A.J. Brown, Saquon. Mix it up a little bit. 15 wins 90. Obviously, I'd want to win the one that's, 25 wins 825. But, hey, I got to cover all my bases here. Who has the most rushing yards a game? Jalen Hurts. 15 wins 180. Another big parlay tied into that kickoff. This was 2,000 plus 2,000. If that happens, where the Chiefs run the first kickoff to the house, and Saquon scores a touchdown at some point, and Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown at some point, and Kareem Hunt scores a touchdown at some point, $10 pays 7,500. I took a plus 2,000 wager, parlayed it with a couple other wagers. 10 wins, 7,500. That's enormous. What is that? Plus 76,000. That's nutty. Could it happen? It's possible. DeAndre Hopkins first touchdown. 10 wins, 320. Hey, man. Juju Smith-Schuster. 10 wins, 290. For the first touchdown. Somebody's got to score the first touchdown. Well, the big one. Saquon, anytime touchdown, over 112. He scores a touchdown in the first half and the second half. 10 wins, 60. Same game parlay. Hurts over 210. Hurts over 40 yards rushing. Scores a touchdown. Scores a touchdown in the first and the second, and anytime. They let you bundle those together. 10 wins, 200. A.J. Brown scores a touchdown at any point. 25-45. A.J. Brown scores 2 touchdowns. 10 wins, 140. Why A.J. Brown? Because if I'm the Chiefs, I'm going to try to stop the run. And if you're going to try to stop the run, the passing game opens up. A.J. Brown's the number 1 target. Could he score 2 touchdowns? Absolutely. 10 wins, 140. I think that's an easy bet there. Pacheco records a 10-yard reception. A little screen pass. Get some 10 yards. 10 wins, 24. Easy bet. Same thing. Kareem Hunt. 10-yard reception. 10 wins, 18. Why? Screen pass. Dumps it off. He runs for 10 yards. Not a big ask. Same thing with Saquon. 15-yard reception. Screen pass. He breaks one off. 10 wins, 30. Cooper DeJean. Defensive player, anytime touchdown score. Highly unlikely, but you never know. And Cooper DeJean might be the guy that does it. 10 wins, 280. I like the oddball stuff. Jalen Hurts and Saquon combined for 300 rushing yards. Hey, man, anything's possible. 10-500? Yeah, those are the guys that are going to do it. If they're going to run wild in a Super Bowl, Hurts and Saquon are the guys to do it, to rush for 300. Because it ain't Pacheco and Mahomes. Same game parlay here. A.J. Brown scores a touchdown. Pacheco, 25 yards total, and the Texas Tech money line. Interesting about this one, I bet this one a couple days ago, and it hit. Texas Tech was a plus 400. They were a ranked team playing an unranked team, but they were still a plus 400 underdog, so I took it. And I parlayed it with some other stuff that I thought was likely. A.J. Brown scoring a touchdown, and Pacheco scoring 25 yards. I already hit the first leg. 5 wins, 105. Yeah, man, I like that. That's awesome. If you could find another game, whether it be on Friday or Saturday, college football, college basketball, women's basketball, hockey, whatever you know, UFC, find something you know, parlay with some other stuff in the Super Bowl, you might get some nice wages here. 5 wins, 105, that'd be sick. Saquon, first quarter, 50 yards and a touchdown, the first touchdown, 5 wins, 58. Exact score. If you go on Twitter or X and you see the script of the game being released, they say 37-34 is the script. Well, I bet $1 that it is. Either direction. $1 wins 310 or 290. It was on Twitter. It's ridiculous, but it could happen. I bet $1. See what happens. Each team scores 2 rushing and 2 passing touchdowns. 5 wins 230. Each team 2 rushing and 2 passing. It's a lot. But for $5 to win 230, good value there. Another huge one. Saquon Hurts, yada, 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 on and on. You see the My Way parlay. 5 wins, 780. I'm building it up between receiving, touchdowns, rushing. You could do defensive guys, sacks, put them all together to 5 wins, 780. I like it. Saquon scores a touchdown at any point. This was a promotion they ran. Right now, Fanduel is saying, bet the guy that scores the first or last touchdown of the game, and you'll share $2.5 million. Minimum bet's 9 cents. All right. So will Saquon score the first or last touchdown? Somebody's got to do it. Bet $1. I'm entered into the drawing to win $2.5 million. Hey, man. It's a drawing. Any promotions they offer you, consider them. Same game parlay here, plus 5,000, yada, yada, yada. 10 wins, 500. Based on the fact that the game's going to be, the defenses aren't going to be able to shut anybody down. It's going to be a high-scoring game. That's what I think. An octopus. What's an octopus? An octopus is when you score a touchdown, rush it in, or receive a touchdown, and then you attempt a 2-point conversion, and you are the guy that crosses the goal line. In Super Bowl 57, it happened. Jalen Hurts did it. He ran the ball in, they went for 2, and he ran the ball in again. It's called an octopus. Saquon could do it, plus 2,000. 10 wins, 200. Jalen Hurts could do it again, 10 wins, 270. Is it possible? Again, teams are doing 2-point conversions all the time now. Will a guy who can run for touchdowns be the guy they trust to convert to 2? Hey, man, it happened before. Jalen Hurts did it. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit in. This construction noise is crazy. Saquon Barkley to score the touchdown with his very first rush attempt. Yeah. Have you seen this guy play? 10 wins, 500. That's a nice bet. Could even parlay this with other stuff, but that's far enough for me. I would hate to lose a bet because this hits and something else doesn't, but 10 wins, 500 is a huge bet for Saquon to break off his first time he touched the ball, he takes to the house. I like that. Saquon and Kareem Hunt, 200 rushing and 2 touchdowns. I think Kareem Hunt's going to be the best rusher on the Chiefs team, and Saquon's obviously the best rusher on the field. 15 wins, 82. Now we get some crazy stuff. Any non-quarterback to record a passing touchdown. Flea flickers and stuff. 10 wins, 200. It's gadget plays. It's trickery. Hey, man, I got a lot of the house's money. I'm going to play around with it. And we come to the end. Super Bowl record. Back that up a little bit. Super Bowl record. Any player to record 506 passing yards, $3 wins 540. That's a lot of yards. But they offered it. I threw $3 in it. It's the house's money. This is all fun and games. So I'm going to flip the camera back around. Those are all my bets. Flip the camera back around. We'll finish this up in a second. So those are the bets here for Super Bowl LIX 59. Those are my bets. Please, don't gamble money you don't have. I would never do that. Only bet money you could afford to lose completely. If you can risk it all, walk away, sleep well at night knowing that you lost everything, that's the only money you should bet. Play money, funny money. FanDuel's been very generous with their bonuses, their deposit matches. I don't think they're going to give me any more because they're giving me so much already. I can't imagine they're going to just keep sprinkling money, but you never know. If you're a new user, they probably will. If you haven't cashed in any of those recently, check your emails if you're a current user of FanDuel. Draftkings probably does the same thing. They want money. They want action on the Super Bowl. They're going to give you incentives. Deposit 500 will match 50%. Deposit 1,000 will match 100%. They've been doing it. The biggest one I saw was deposit 100% deposit match up to $2,000, which meant you could have deposited $4,000. They would have given you, it's 50% up to $4,000. They would have given you $2,000 in bonus bets if you deposited $4,000. I didn't have $4,000 to piss away, so I didn't do it. But it's something they would offer. They want to get money on the game. Take advantage of that. That's your best bet. Guarantee to not lose money if you're using their money. Again, I got 69 bets all together, different sides of the action. The only guaranteed thing is the coin flip. After that, who knows what's going to happen. I got a feeling that it's going to be a high-scoring game. The Eagles will be able to run the ball. The Chiefs will be able to throw the ball around a little bit. So you're going to see some scores. You're going to see Barkley run for yards. Kelsey's going to get involved. You're going to see Taylor Swift talked about and shown 1,000 times. The halftime show is going to be a bunch of artists that I don't recognize. It's going to be a typical Super Bowl. Will the power go out and the game turn around on a dime? Maybe, maybe not. Will the refs get involved, make some horrible calls? You can't bet on it, so I don't really care, but it's a good chance that's going to happen. So if you've been paying attention, you know it's all scripted is not the right word. Manipulated is a good word. Manipulated. Pay attention, know the game, learn the game, watch the game. Small incremental bets using the house's money for big payoffs is my plan. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the winnings. I'm definitely going to win some of those bets. Not all of them. I'm definitely going to win some of them. I'm going to take the winnings from the Super Bowl, add it to the winnings I've had for the rest of this season. I'm going to compile it all, and I'm going to buy graded baseball cards, vintage cards, things on my wish list, PC cards that I'm going to keep forever. I'm going to pass down to my son. I'm aiming for the T206 Bat Off Shoulder Ty Cobb and the Lou Gehrig 34 Lou Gehrig with the yellow background. If you look at the back of that card, there's a really cool inscription in the back, what the write-up for Lou Gehrig about boys playing baseball. It's a really cool message. Those are the two cards I'm looking for. Not very high grade, but I should be able to get at least one of those at the March White Plains show with the winnings of this game. So I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to this Sunday. Hope you guys can take some of my ideas, put them forward in your sports book, make some good bets, build some parlays out. You don't have to be as conservative as I am. You could be crazy. You could say that, pick 10 players going to score touchdowns or something silly like that. You can bet long shots. You can bet there's going to be a scoregami, which is a final score that's never happened before, which is highly unlikely, but it could happen, It's a bet you could put down. You could bet all kinds of silly stuff on Fanduel. Different books allow you to bet on stuff not on the field. Gatorade color, length of the national anthem, shoes, the dancing girls at the halftime show, all kinds of crazy stuff. Whatever makes you happy, whatever's fun. Enjoy the game. Again, don't bet money you don't have, but have fun. Watch the game. This is a sports card show, sports card channel. Next video you see will be about sports cards. Ripping packs, showing off PC cards, all good stuff. There's a lot coming. I just could not allow this Super Bowl to pass without talking about the handicapping that I do, because a lot of my friends have asked about it. Hey, show me your bets. You're successful. Show me your bets. These are my bets. No guarantee. I've had bad weeks. Trust me, I've had bad weeks. I've had great weeks. I've had bad weeks. I've had bad days where I lose 7 out of 8 bets. It's sometimes you hit the skids. It is what it is. It's a long game. It's staying within yourself, only betting what you know. I'm not betting NBA and NHL, and I bet what I know, and that happens to be football, and this time to be the best time of the year for football handicapping. 69 bets, 1,500. I'll probably win, I don't know, 2-3 grand out of all that. And I might not make a video about that, but suffice to say, if you watch the video, you follow along, you'll see some of the bets that hit. Hopefully you hit a lot of bets. Hopefully you cash some tickets, collect some envelopes on Monday morning, and parlay that into whatever you want to do. For me, it's sports cards. For you, it's whatever makes you happy. 845 Sports Cards, New York's Hudson Valley. Construction noise has died down, thankfully. Please subscribe, comment, like the video, share it with your friends. Let me know what you think is going to hit this weekend. You got a few days. Make sure you take advantage of the deposit matches on FanDuel. Go sign up if you haven't already. Take advantage of their money. Use their money and make some more money with it, all right? Tell you guys later. Peace.